get some cleats for me. But the thing that I love to do when we go somewhere kind of far away, I like to look out the window, so that's what we're going to be doing.
1 month ago, we built our perfect showcases.
And that's the thing, and I do, shout out to us, because we always come up with like a different angle, some different energy, so I feel like we're getting a lot out of it, but at the same time, like, every few episodes, I'm like, Isaiah, I got a quote of everybody, and I'm like, this time it's the for real prediction, because it's actually happening, so I'm very excited for the shoe to finally be dropping in a good way. Is that a positive metaphor generally? I guess I don't know.
Shoe to drop?
It is
usually, yeah, it's usually
something
that,
right? Like, shit's going down.
You know something we don't. Is the showcase going to be bad? They're going to deliver bad days.
Yeah,
it's over.
The new PS5, it's more expensive and it's fatter. And there's 2 batteries specifically.
Tim, how do you feel to be less than a week away from the PlayStation Showcase? You, of course, being the person that I don't think gets enough credit for really defining this whole phase business. Where we started talking about, you've been talking about it forever, God of War was the end of the phase 1 of PlayStation 5. We don't know what phase 2 looks like in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And I have seen that start to pick up, other people using it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm so excited. I think we're going to get that. We're going to get the kickoff. I think to stick with that kind of the story there, the analog would be Kevin Feige coming out and announcing, hey, this is what phase 3 looks like, ending in Infinity War and Endgame. How excited that all is. That's where we're at now. We've already seen the build-up. We've seen all the releases of Horizon, of God of War, of the Spider-Man games, and all the announced games for PlayStation that we're still excited for. We know are imminent, right? Like, it's time to have some more question marks be added to the board, and for some answers to the questions that have been long running of what studios are working on. And I think that there probably has never been, or rarely has there been, a more exciting showcase to lead into because of all those things. I think the last couple PlayStation showcases with that title have all been bangers because it was the introduction of the PlayStation 5 and then the years 1 and 2 of the PlayStation 5, and now here we are. And I think that it's building off all of that momentum of getting the follow-up games from studios that had their games early on the PS5 or devs that haven't even had that moment in the sun yet. And on top of that, the third party, like PlayStation having this amazing third-party lineup and partnerships with Square, with Capcom, things like that. It's incredible. And exactly, phenomenal. All of those, I think, presents a potentially the hypest showcase that we've ever had, because anytime we've ever cared about PlayStation and looked at them as winning, dating all the way back to PlayStation 1, it's like, cool, PlayStation 1 is because of the third party. PlayStation 2, it's a nice mix between first and third party. Continue that logic on. Here we're at this point where we're potentially going to get some of the biggest, bangerest first party and third party announcements in one showcase.
Listen, are you allowing yourself, because I can't contain it, are you allowing yourself and your expectations to
Oh, 1,000%. Like, usually, I'd like to think that I try to keep my hyperbole in check when I can, but this is, me and Tim were talking about this earlier in terms of how excited we get for a PlayStation Showcase versus other showcases and stuff, and for me, I don't think there is a more consistently exciting and a showcase that delivers as consistently as PlayStation Showcase. And that's speaking to the ones that we've gotten within the last few years, right? When they started actually calling this thing the modern PlayStation Showcase, dating back to 2020 with the PS5. We've gotten really exciting things with each one. If we start with that PS5 original reveal, right? You're talking about games like Spider-Man Morales, you're talking about Horizon Forbidden West. We jump forward the second half of that year, right? The one that happened in fall 2020. You're talking about God of War Ragnarok, right? You jump forward a year after, you're talking about Spider-Man 2, and you're talking about Wolverine, and those are the tiers of things that we're getting. And when you look at the details of this PlayStation blog post, they're talking about a wealth of new games. All right, cool, that's what you expect. That's really exciting. They're talking about new IP. That is something that I feel like we don't get specified, and obviously, like, we're gonna get that. But I like the fact that they're calling that out. They're talking about PS5 and PSVR 2. Again, like, I think we're at that point in the generation where it is so forward-looking in terms of, I'm sure maybe possibly get a game that is cross-gen in terms of working on the PS4 as well, but the further we get into this, the more we are going to be focused on the new-gen games. What can these developers do on the PS5? I don't think the next Ghost of Tsushima game is going to end up being on PS4. Who knows? We either get wild and do it, but like, that is what I'm expecting. I'm expecting current new-gen stuff. But then, yeah, they're talking about it being over an hour. For me, that's the biggest thing. That's a long time for a PlayStation Showcase. The ones we've gotten, the last few we've gotten, have been more in the 40-minute range, which makes sense. This being over an hour means they have a lot to talk about,
In a quarter mile, turn left onto the I-71 South ramp to Cincinnati.
We're still on our
And
way
us
to
looking toward the future of PlayStation right now and knowing that this fall we're getting Spider-Man 2. At some point we're going to get Wolverine. At some point we're going to get
half an hour
Spider-Man 2. There's a lot
to
of
get
question marks after that. Usually we know
It's
more
only
about
been
what's
5
going on in the future.
minutes
So
so
having an
far,
hour to talk
so-
Turn left onto the I-71 South ramp.
about what's really happening in the future. Hopefully breaking down Last of Us. Hopefully breaking down a lot of the games. Hopefully revealing a lot.
Sure.
Has me super excited. This is the most I've been excited for a PlayStation Showcase
It's hard to like
since the PS5, I'd say.
stay
Yeah, I agree. I
on
think this is
for this
honestly the most
long
I've been
because
excited for a
I
press
never did a
conference
video
or
for like half an hour.
presentation, period. Platform
So-
agnostic in quite some time. You know,
In a quarter mile, merge onto I-71 South.
E3, rest in peace.
So
Always has those moments and has those things. Game
I'm
Awards,
just
sure,
hoping
like, you
you'll
get
let
hyped
me
for it, but
do
this-
one
there's
for
always
that
that.
long.
But let's temper expectations. We're
really
coming off of
long,
COVID. We
so-
are in COVID. This and that.
If you're asking what happened right here,
Excuses and what you've heard.
my
this,
dog
that, and the
just
other.
scratched me.
Whereas again for
So
PlayStation, like the chamber is
There you
empty
go.
right now. They need to come out and talk about what
you
is
can ask
actually
me any
to
questions
sell PlayStation
and
5
I'll
to stay on
answer
top.
them.
So it is all eyes on them. And I think one of the more
So-
salient questions being asked right now in the chat, of course, on
Just send me questions and I'll
/Kind of
answer
Funny,
them.
where you can get all this content. Be part of the show live as recorded. Comes from the dog Nick96 who says Tim Geddes. Could this compete with
We're like-
E3 2015/2016?
Oh,
Barely
Okay.
even there
I
yet.
don't think that's the question.
That is what I'm expecting. That is not even like hope. That is
So-
It's funny bringing up E3 2015 and 2016. Those were amazing and like hold such a special place in my heart. But when we really look back at 2015 in
I
particular,
wanna look
Last
through my
Guardian,
cousin's
Shenmue
stuff.
3, and Final Fantasy
She
7.
left some of her stuff
It was
here.
the original Year of Dreams, and like still is, that always will be. But like think about what
She
these
has
games
this
are when they ended
teddy bear.
up becoming, how long it took for the best of the Final
Her
Fantasy
name's
7
Emma.
actually. It essentially had to be
that's my
re-revealed after
cousin.
that at a state of play years down the line to come out. So that's exciting, and oh my god, I can't believe